Total crypto market cap is $1,080,000,000,000. I don't know whether you get the importance of that. The importance of that is that we are basically $150 billion higher than cryptocurrency has ever been. Ever been. Since it was created a little over a decade ago. It's an amazing number. As you can see, here is the spike of December 2017 to January 2018 and the subsequent crash. Look at how low the volume was then. There was very little support in the marketplace to hold the prices as high as they got. And right now we are in excess of twice what Bitcoin was at that time. Bitcoin is the gateway drug to cryptocurrency. If you want to get into the cryptocurrency space and you have not spent a long time studying it, you will have heard of Bitcoin and maybe only Bitcoin. You may not even know there's such a thing as cryptocurrency. You may not even know there's other cryptocurrencies available, of which, as you can see up here, there's 8,212 different cryptocurrencies. Kind of crazy, huh? But anyways, most of those 8,212 are totally irrelevant. Probably 8,000 of them are totally irrelevant. Another 200 of them are scams, pipe dreams, or specific to somebody's idea or passion. And then there's maybe 12, 24, 36, maybe as many as 50 that have a real shot at being relevant to you if you're coming into the space to take money and make it grow, while also being assured that it's going to retain the value it brought in if you don't make any stupid moves. Most of us are here because we want to go from here to there. Some of us are here because we want to go from here to there. And some of us are here because we want to go from here, where we are now, up to the moon. Well, as you can see, back in 2017, 2018, it looked like it was going to be an amazing moon run. But it wasn't. Big reason for that is, as I said, there just wasn't as much money in the market at that time. Market cap got up to $820 billion, which, like I said, is $150 billion lower than we're at now. But it was money that was coming in and coming out. It wasn't, as you can see, there was none before. Market cap of $121 billion. That's 1/10 of what we have today. And it went down into the $200 billion range, even down to the $125 billion range. I think I saw 110, yeah. $110 billion, which is 1/10 of where we're at today. So as you can see, there's a lot more of these black areas here show the amount of money that's in the market at any given time. Right now, I said there's over $1 trillion, as you can see up here. That means that there's $1 trillion that today, right now, is committed to owning some form of cryptocurrency. And of that, 70%, or $700 billion, a little in excess of $700 billion, is committed to owning Bitcoin. Okay? So Bitcoin has 70% of the market, or $700 billion, and all the other 8,211 other ones, because you got to take one out for Bitcoin, have approximately $300 billion, or less than one half of Bitcoin. So goes Bitcoin, so goes the market. I hope you understand that, because that's what we're looking at right now. Let's take a quick look at the last 3 months, which were very significant. And here is the total market cap for the last 3 months. And right in here, if you notice, it was pretty consistent before that, how much money was in the market. But right in here, right around the U.S. general election, and this is a big contention of mine. This is why I believe that the new money that came into the market, okay, snuck in while everybody was paying attention to votes from little towns and hamlets of the U.S. general election, and they knew that throwing hundreds of billions of dollars into the crypto space would go relatively unnoticed by the general media. I'm talking about cable news channels, cable financial channels. Remember the Dow, S&P, NASDAQ, we're all working towards total recovery from the coronavirus. They were looking to hit new all-time highs, which they have done since. So somebody that was sitting on the sidelines, some group, some venture capital group, some country, some nation, decided this would be a great time to bring money into the market that would go relatively unnoticed. And if they did it at this time, they could get away without spiking the market and ending up having to buy at prices that were much in excess of where they could reasonably feel comfortable being in the market. Remember, you come in for two reasons in this thing when you come in with big money. You come in to preserve the wealth that you have, and you come in because of the future gains that Bitcoin is going to derive by halving. And halving is every 4 years, Bitcoin and Litecoin as well, okay, cut the amount of production available to the people mining it by 50%. So as you can see, if production, let's say Mercedes suddenly decided that they're going to produce 100,000 cars a year for the next 4 years, and the 4 years after that they're going to wind it down to 50,000 cars a year, and the 4 years after that they're going to wind it down to 25,000 cars a year, and the 4 years after that they're going to wind it down to 12,500 cars per year, and 4 years after that they're going to wind it down to 6,250 cars per year. Well, from going to 100,000, you're satisfying your demand. Okay? If, I think that's about 20, 25 years from now, they're talking about producing 6,250 cars each year. Your demand is far going to exceed your supply. And the thing that creates value of anything is two things. Demand, okay, and supply. If you have high demand and low supply, what you have is very valuable. If you have high supply and low demand, it's worthless. Not worthless, but let's say worthless. So there's where you're sitting right now with the situation is Bitcoin and Litecoin are the prime examples of cryptocurrencies that cut supply every 4 years. Well, as you can see here, since the election, there's been a really good amount of volume. That's how much is traded each day. And the market cap keeps going up even though the volume has been relatively constant since then. Big change in volume from election day. Beforehand, the volume was down here. 100 billion, 100 billion, 100 billion. And here the volume got to 300 billion, Got there 280 billion. Spiked here at 400 billion. I don't know if that's an anomaly or not. It's a crazy number if it isn't an anomaly. Makes it look like somebody threw a hole, but let's see what we can do if we can isolate that. Yeah, right there, it makes it look like, where is it? Right there. It makes it look like somebody put 100,000 million, billion, $3 trillion into the market that 24 hours. I don't know. Hard to tell whether January 2nd that actually happened. But the market's been going up. So money came in from somewhere, somehow. Now let's take a look at a couple of particular cryptocurrencies. Here's our buddy Bitcoin, the leader of the pack, the one that sets the precedent for everything. Now let's go to 3 months of Bitcoin. Remember, you just saw 3 months of total market cap, so obviously Bitcoin is going to mimic that because that's how the money came into the market. You can bring in $1,000, $5,000, $10,000 into the market in many, many different coins. But if you're going to bring in $1 billion, you darn well better be bringing it in Bitcoin, because otherwise you're going to affect your price too much. Okay, so here is Bitcoin. Let's go to the 3 month chart, which is what we were just on with total market cap. And there's 3 months, and there's November. Right around there is where the election was. $13,000 Bitcoin, which I thought was great. At the time, I thought production during the summer in China was very, very, very profitable because of a couple items. One of the reasons production was so profitable was because China was shut down in the spring and summer due to the coronavirus, mainly in the spring. And secondly, China had record rainfall. Well, China has a lot of hydroelectric plants. Main one being the big Three Rivers Dam, which produces ungodly amounts of electricity. And during that period of time, the only ones that were really running, per se, were the Bitcoin miners companies. And they use a lot of electricity. But here were these hydroelectric plants owned by basically the Chinese government, producing electric, but having nobody to sell it to. So instead of paying 5 cents a kilowatt hour, which is kind of a nominal international price for electricity, the miners were the mining corporations. Bitmain is the biggest one over there that we know of. Were able to go in and negotiate much better prices on electric, because otherwise the turbines turning, producing electricity, the electricity had nowhere to go. So it was just a wasted energy. And even if they thought that 2 cents a kilowatt hour was taking a loss for the hydroelectric plants, a loss versus no income at all is better to keep things going. So anyways, now you've got November 2nd, the elections are about to happen, and Bitcoin's at $13,000. And 24-hour volume is 100,000 million, 28 $28 billion. And now as we follow this along, you can see the price went up and the volume went up. Volume went up dramatically. 50, 80, 90. We find a spike right here. almost $100 billion worth of Bitcoin was traded today, the 8th. So far. It's not over yet, internationally. So anyways, you can see how much Bitcoin has risen. Is it going to go parabolic forever? No, of course not. Is it going to pull back 10%, 20%, 30%, 40%? Maybe. Hard to tell. It depends on how many people with money on the sidelines or money they've earned in the stock market decide that they need to protect some of their profits by putting it into something that can't be mass produced, like fiat currency, dollars, yen, rubles, whatever. So if they decide to secure more money than is already here, then the price will continue to rise. If they decide they want to pull it out and put it into something they think is more profitable than Bitcoin is, or more secure than Bitcoin is, gold, silver may be more secure to older people, older generations. But the younger generations, the up-and-comers, the ones that are, I don't want to say reckless, but are aggressive in investing, aren't likely to buy Ford Motor Company, aren't likely to buy in General Electric, aren't likely to even buy in Amazon anymore, okay? They're more likely to invest in a Tesla, or Bitcoin, or other cryptocurrencies they have an inside track on, because they're wealthy, and wealthy always have an inside track. Let's see, look at a couple other cryptocurrencies. That was Bitcoin. Let's see what happens to the rest of the currencies. Let's look at Ethereum. Ethereum's kicking butt right now. It's up 50% more in the last 7 days than Bitcoin is. This chart should be fun to look at, huh? Blame my slow browser on my cheap internet. Sometimes CoinMarketCap kind of gets jammed up too if you look at that. Look at Ethereum. It looks like it's straight up. Let's go back to 3 months, maybe bring this thing so it looks a little less stupid than that. Let's get rid of the Bitcoin price, and let's get rid of the market cap, and let's just go in US dollars. Let's get rid of the market cap that's on there. There we go. Okay, there's Ethereum, last 3 months. It lagged behind Bitcoin quite a bit during this period of time. It was going up, but not like Bitcoin. But just in the last, I'm going to say 7 days, 7.5 days, it's gone crazy. 7 days ago, you could buy 1 Ethereum for $730, basically $731. And today that same Ether will cost you $1,250, $1,233, sorry about that. So in a week, it's gone up 60%. Nice return on investment. I don't think any stocks have done that. Let's go back and look at a couple others. One of the ones that I've always liked, made money with during the 2017-2018 span, was Litecoin. Like I said, it halves just like Bitcoin does. Every 4 years, the supply available to mine is cut in half. So it can do the same thing as I was using an example, the Mercedes cars. So let's see, we got Litecoin. And here it is, and we'll just wait around here on the old Radio Ranch and see what comes up here. Hope you're all having a good day. Firstly, I'm very happy that the Democrats have control of the United States Senate, House of Representatives, and White House. Having opposing parties in charge of any section of the branch of the government is very weird. It'd be like running a company and having somebody you totally disagree with as your second in command. I think that would be probably a real mess. Okay, there we go. Get rid of Litecoin, price versus Bitcoin. And here's Litecoin over the last 3 months. Again, it kind of more mimicked Bitcoin than it did Ethereum. But look at the volume difference. 24-hour volume is 10, 11, 12, 13. Back here it was 2. So it's basically 4 or 5 times as much volume in Litecoin right now. I'll go to one other one that I like, but hasn't been worth shit for a long time, is Cardano, ADA. I keep expecting this one to really respond to the present day market, and it's up 67% for the last 7 days. However, it's been lagging for so long that I thought it would be up 2 or 3 times that much by now. But so far that hasn't been the case. Again, let's go and get a good look at the last 3 months. Here we go. Okay, get rid of market cap, get rid of Bitcoin price. Okay, we're good. And here's Cardano. It hung around really from election time, not really doing much of anything. And then all of a sudden, the same time Ethereum took off, actually the day after, it went from 17 cents to, it looks like 30 something, 33, 34. And right now it's at 30 cents. So it's been very good the last 7 days, but not sure that makes up for the last year. Here's the whole last year. You can't do year to date, it'll give you 7 days. Oh, well, it's not going to cooperate. Anyways, I just wanted to show you those things. Have a great day. We'll talk to you later.